boom, 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 boom. That's how it works out, get sweat.
He used to break the man.
Yeah.
He used to knock him down.
Heavy puncher.
The heaviest?
Yeah.
His strength was his everything.
Yeah.
And like this, and so, he pulling the big old truck on his shoulders and all this and stuff like that.
I've called him several times just to talk. Good guy. George is a great man.
Boxers have spoken with deep admiration about the late George Foreman, recalling his terrifying power and incredible legacy, with legends like Mike Tyson acknowledging his unmatched power.
Floyd Mayweather used to just stand in front of the back, right? Just like that, 40 minutes. Throw a couple hooks.
George Foreman too. It's hit the bell. Boom, 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 boom. That's how it works out, get sweat.
He used to break the man.
Yeah.
He used to knock him down.
Heavy puncher.
The heaviest?
Yeah.
See, I thought that was you.
Yeah. I can't match somebody's powers who's that big and that much mass. You know, the only thing that allowed me to be excited because I do it faster than the other guys.
More explosive. How did you explode like that? Was that natural?
No, nothing's natural. It was nothing about me natural. Only my desire to win was natural. I had a great teacher.
Did he instill that desire in you, your coach?
No, only you can do that.
Yeah.
You're born with it and somebody can elicit it out of you.
Tyson called Foreman the hardest puncher ever, a man whose strength was so unreal that he used to break heavy bags while training. His punches carried destructive force, and opponents feared stepping into the ring with him. Even in his later years, he knocked out top fighters, cementing his legacy as one of boxing's most feared and dominant champions. Muhammad Ali praised George Foreman for his determination and confidence in the ring. Ali acknowledged that Foreman never backed down and fought with relentless power until the very end, despite losing.
Just before the fight, I'm looking at him. I said, "Sucker, you are in trouble tonight. You are fighting the greatest fight of all times. You heard I was the greatest, like you just said you heard this, now you see it. I said, you said I was the greatest, but you're gonna see. I'm fast, sucker. I'm gonna burn you up. You're fighting your idol." I talked through the whole fight. I said, "Come on, sucker." I said, "Show me something. They told me you could hit hard. You're just a sissy. Come on, sucker. Show me something." Oh, I grabbed his head sometimes and I said, "Look at you. Round 7. And you're tired. You have 8 more rounds to go." And he's just throwing them. He's breathing. I said, oh, you finished, boy. You are in trouble. I said, "You don't have but 2 chances, slim and none."
To Ali in the famous Rumble in the Jungle, Foreman gave his best, proving his incredible strength, heart, and warrior spirit. In 1973, George Foreman faced Joe Frazier in a bout that would become legendary. Frazier, the reigning heavyweight champion, was known for his relentless fighting style and had previously defeated Muhammad Ali. However, Foreman showcased unparalleled dominance in this match. He knocked Frazier down 6 times within just 2 rounds, leading to a technical knockout and securing.
Were you ever scared of anybody in the ring? Now be honest. Ali? I mean,
it's strange. I wasn't afraid of Muhammad. I lost the title to Muhammad, but I remember Joe Frazier. He was the toughest guy I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Smoking Joe Frazier. My mother watched him fight on television, and he hit a guy so hard the guy turned his back. And I kept thinking, I want to be champ of the world, but I sure hope Joe Frazier died. It was time to fight Joe Frazier. And I knew if you hit him, he liked it. If you miss him, he'd get upset. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? But I had this habit of staring guys down. I look them in the eye to psych them out. If they dropped their head, I knew I had an advantage. But I was hoping Joe Frazier wouldn't drop his head because my knees were shaking. At that time, I wish I had even started that.
Both the WBA and WBC heavyweight titles, this overwhelming performance sent shockwaves through the boxing community, as few had anticipated such a one-sided outcome after a decade-long hiatus. George Foreman made an unexpected return to boxing. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, many critics doubted his ability to compete at a high level due to his age and time away from the sport. However, in 1994, at the age of 45, Foreman defied the odds by defeating the then undefeated Michael Moore to reclaim the heavyweight title.
A world of hurt going into this fight.
Well, George Foreman, the only way he promoted his strength. His strength was his everything.
Yeah.
And like this, and so, he pulling the big old truck on his shoulders and all this
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And so, you know, I had people talking about, well, he did this, he did that. I said, look, hey, I said, boxing is not all boxing. I said, no. I said, he got to try to hit me. I said, no. I said, he's slow as Christmas. I said, he's slow as Christmas. I said, you know, he's not fast. I said, you know, so he throw these big shots. But the difference is that he got good timing. And so that's what I realized, because I pulled back, and by the time I pulled back from the shot ain't got done yet. Bam! I bring my head back because that's how slow he is. His timing, but he got right time. He know that you gonna come back at the right time when you, because he's supposed to be gonna miss me, and I come back.
Bam.
When I come back, it's coming. Oh,
yeah.
Right? So I realized, oh, okay, then I got to dance around him a little bit and pack him like this, and so the whole big thing about boxing is making the guy come forth while you punching at the same time. That's how you can maximize your power on him. And I was able to do it sometime, but he was a good disciplined fighter. He didn't lose all this energy on me. He was able to push it off with the big arms and maul me. He kind of mauled me in the corner a lot. You know, I couldn't even get out. He was so much.
This remarkable achievement made him the oldest heavyweight champion in boxing history, a record that remains unbroken. Foreman's comeback story is often cited as one of the most inspiring in sports history, demonstrating that determination and resilience can overcome the challenges of time. Vander Holyfield, a former heavyweight champion, has spoken about the formidable challenge George Foreman presented in the ring. Holyfield described Foreman as the hardest puncher.
And redemption is a powerful word. It's a scary word, it's a powerful word. I know it firsthand. It's very powerful. Very powerful. And he had redemption on his side. George Foreman was a special man. Michael Moore was a special man. George Foreman got put into retirement by Muhammad Ali, really Jimmy Young, but Ali did it. And Ali broke down the monster that night in Zaire. He exposed the monster. He broke down this Herculean fighter that could knock down, walls. And he broke him down. And he made him live with that. He retired. He had one more fight. He got beat by Jimmy Young. Then he retired for 10 years. And he went into the church. He went into, God's work. And during those 10 years, he suffered privately. I know he did. He suffered privately what happened in Zaire. Because in some ways, maybe similar to Tyson, but I think he was stronger than Tyson in other ways, ultimately. But very similar, and similar backgrounds where they came from.
He ever faced highlighting Foreman's extraordinary strength and training regimen, which included unconventional methods like pulling trucks to build power and endurance. Holyfield also recounted the physical toll their bout took on him, including losing teeth during the fight, underscoring Foreman's immense power and the respect he commanded among his peers. Renowned boxing trainer and commentator Teddy Atlas has often praised George Foreman, considering him one of the greatest figures in boxing history. Atlas emphasized Foreman's exceptional power and unique character both inside and outside the ring. He highlighted Foreman's ability to reinvent himself, transitioning from a feared boxer to a beloved public figure, showcasing his versatility and enduring appeal. Atlas's admiration reflects the profound impact Foreman had on the sport and his lasting legacy as a special individual in boxing history. Boxing journalist Gareth Davies has lauded George Foreman's remarkable achievements and his legendary status in the sport.
The Rumble in the Jungle in the 70s, 74, 75, when he fought in Jamaica and he fought in Venezuela, in Caracas. when he fought in Zaire, Kinshasa, when he fought Norton, when he fought Frazier, and he just absolutely eviscerated them. You've got to remember what this guy achieved as a boxer, first of all. He won the Olympic, like you said, rightly said, in America, he's one of their greatest athletes. Won the Olympic gold for them in Mexico in 1968. As a real neophyte boxer, rather like Anthony Joshua did in London, where he hadn't had much of a career. You think after that, he turns pro, he beats Foreman. He beats Frazier, he beats Norton, and then he gets beaten by Ali. He's like Deontay Wilder and Mike Tyson rolled into one at the time. He's just destroying everyone. He's one of the biggest punchers of all time. I have interviewed him. I don't know how many times I interviewed him. Many, many, many times. And always through Bill Kaplan, his PR guy, who was his PR guy from the age of him being 18. And Bill's in his late 80s and still PRing him to this day, this very day. It's a really sad thing because, like you say, what I wrote earlier on was that he filled up a room, big booming laugh, but not trying to command attention.
Davies drew a compelling comparison, stating that Foreman combined the explosive power of Deontay Wilder and the ferocity of Mike Tyson, embodying the strengths of both fighters simultaneously. This analogy underscores Foreman's unique blend of raw power and an aggressive style, which made him a formidable opponent and a standout figure in boxing history. Commentator and podcast host Joe Rogan has highlighted George Foreman's extensive and successful boxing career. Foreman amassed a professional record of 76 wins, with an impressive 68 coming by knockout and only 5 losses. Rogan described Foreman as a beast, emphasizing his dominance and the fear he instilled in opponents. This characterization reflects Foreman's reputation as one of the most powerful and successful heavyweights in boxing history.